Hey guys, what's up? This is Panzer Dragon, and today we'll be doing a patch 4.17 rundown and give you my insights on things. So we won't be going over Victor and Soraka as they did get a gameplay update, and you'll just honestly have to try them for yourself, as their numbers and skills have been changed. Alright, so Cassiopeia, the mana goes up. Sure, that's fine. I don't think that's important. The Q I'm kind of liking. Like, her Q is really weak once you get some AP. You won't really feel the damage coming from it as you supposed to. And the Twin Fang change, ooh, this bug was killing me. I played Cassiopeia, and when you got that E onto a poison target, it felt like slower than the old Cassiopeia, and like it just felt sluggish. You're like, what the hell? I can't spam it as much. But finally, they did fix that, and this is a really important buff. But honestly, I don't think she'll be good, just because it's so hard to get to 400 stacks, and it comes at 40 minutes or 30 minutes, because after the laning phase, the only way you can get stacks is if you kill minions, since you can't poison enemies. You're not going to go out of your way to harass someone out of the laning phase, because you could potentially die if you're harassing them, say at their tower or something, I don't know. But yeah, she's just not good unless you get to 40 minutes. And her early game is her only vulnerability, which is easy to knock away. Ezreal smooth out Q and AA, whatever. And Garen gets a super change. It's not a big change, but I think this is a really big buff that should be noted. So Perseverance no longer removed by non-epic monsters. This means the non-epic monsters are Dragon and Baron, I think. I'm not sure about the blue and red, but basically, when you're level 11 and above, when you're doing jungle camps, it won't go away. So, say you're split pushing Garen and you want to do those golems because you're split pushing top, it won't go away. So you'll be healing when you're doing that, or if you're jungle Garen. Next one. So the health regeneration. Don't look at these two numbers. Look at this number. 2.0%. No, 2% of your maximum health per second. This means, say you're 0% hit point. To get to 100% hit point, you have to wait 50 seconds, because 50 times 2, and then you'll be full hit point. And now it reactivates at 4 seconds instead of 9. So once you duel your enemy in that split push, you just have to wait a couple seconds to recover from that poking, and then you're off again to duel him. I think this makes him an incredible split pusher at the moment. And yeah, you might see resurgence in Garen. I know I'm going to troll with Warmogs ×5 and Spirit Visage with this change, and so you better watch out for that if I ever come with you. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm liking this change. I think he's going to be really fun, just because it's kind of seems OP when you're doing this certain situation of split pushing or something. It's kind of useless in teamfights, but he wasn't really that great in teamfights anyways. Alright, so Heimerdinger upgrade can now cast when disabled. I think disabled means, say, if he's stunned or suppressed, one of those, so he can finally activate it. Same with Karma. She gets some bug where soul flares, whatever, I don't know. I don't think she's decent. She's still gonna be decent. Right here, LeBlanc gets a change. The visibility goes up by 1 second, and the mirror image is created immediately. I don't think this is a big change or buff. It's not a big buff. It's honestly just a really small buff. Same with the W. Although the second adds, more of it, the juking. She's still not going to be good because of this change. It's nothing. All right, so Maokai. So the store damage. Let's look at this. 100 at level 100 less at level 6, and 100 level. Yeah. Okay, so I think for level 6 it might matter, because 100 damage seems like a lot. Of the late game, it doesn't really matter. But they're just trying to reduce the damage on Maokai, since he has a lot of utility and tankage, and already he's really tanky, so he shouldn't be doing a lot of damage as a tank. And they're just trying to reduce that. But honestly, he's still probably going to be good in the top lane, and you'll probably still see him. Misfortune, no more. Strat is no more longer broken by stuff like Frozen Hearts Aura, or Lulu's Whimsy. So that's kind of cool, but she's still going to be decent, average, whatever. So Nihilus can now drag him to player stuff. like Trundle Pillar. Okay, that's cool. I like that. It's nothing. Alright, so next up is Nidalee, and she gets a pretty big nerf in terms of just looking at the numbers. I'm not sure how she would feel in-game right now, but basically, there's lots of numbers going down and notched down a bit, so we'll go over that. The base attack damage goes down by 5, and Twitch got the same thing, like his win rate dropped immensely, or no, it dropped pretty big, like 2% or something like that, 3%. And yeah, so that can hurt, but the difference between Twitch and Nidalee is she has flat AD ratios, while Twitch has bonus AD ratios. And what I mean by that is the takedown on Nidalee's Q, it has synergy with her base attack damage because it does take all of her AD combined into consideration onto her Q, and so you'll be doing a bit less damage with this nerf. The attack speed, I think this is the big one. This is the big one right here, because the way attack speed bonuses work with champions is it applies to their base attack speed, and so you would do this attack speed right here times how much you're getting bonus, and now they lowered that, so that means she's just going to be attacking less more in her human form. So that can be honestly pretty big and impactful. So yeah, I think that's a pretty big nerf right here, is this one. Okay, so the maximum AD ratio and minimum go down a bit, 2.5 to 1.87. That's a pretty big number, but I think to get this maximum AD ratio, I'm not sure, 100% sure if it's like this, but you have to be at 0% to get this 2.5 damage. So I don't think you'll be building attack damage after Trinity Force, like maybe a Frozen Mallet for the utility, but you won't be building Bloodthirster, I think. I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure, but basically you might be going Triforce into tank or something right after, and just go pure tank after Triforce. Now the pounce cooldown resets 1.5 seconds if Nidalee is pounced to a hunted target. This is basically taking the swipe hunted passive onto the pounce passive and just kind of notching it up to 1.5 seconds instead of 1 second. And yeah, cooldown reduction kind of affects that too now, but it used to be 1 second. Now you can get 0.9 seconds if you have 40%. It's nothing. I don't think this is that much, because you just have to wait like point whatever seconds to get the reset. So yeah, and I don't like this part. Like in terms of gameplay, like how fun she is, it just feels like this is a useless skill when you get someone hunted. So you throw a spear at someone, like what's the point of swiping? Just for the damage? With the rework, you would expect some kind of bonus you get when you hunted someone with all your Kuku abilities, but now there's nothing. It's like I don't know. It doesn't feel that fun, when you use it. Yeah. Alright, so next up is Rammus. So he's actually getting some quality of life buffs. Basically, he's going to have 1 second intervals when he goes from W to Q. So when he's in a power ball, he'll press W, and then there's a 1 second interval where he's still spinning and having that movement speed while having the buffs from W and having those resist. So it's just a quality of life. He's still super strong in Moria low and like platinum, whatever. But it's not a big buff. It's not a big buff. Alright, so next up we'll be going over Talon. So the Q changes. This is just a animation change, so it's nothing. And now Cutthroat doesn't silence anyone anymore. It slows them instead. Speaking, of course, this actually hurts him a lot when killing people and assassinating people, as before there was no counterplay. You couldn't get away from him. If you did, you would need someone else peeling for you, so that's why it was really good for him to assassinate those squishies, because they couldn't do anything to self-peel from him. But now, let's say you're Ahri, so he jumps onto you immediately before she can do anything. Ahri can now charm him and then trade with him efficiently, while Talon can't do anything and just takes the charm. Now, let's say he's trying to assassinate Vayne. Yeah, so he jumps on Vayne, and let's say they're fighting in the jungle or something. So he jumps onto Vayne. Vayne condemns him instantly into a wall, and then Vayne shits on him, and he's dead. That's like a scenario I'm thinking. He goes on to who's the meta? Tristana. Oh yeah, okay. So he E's onto Tristana. Tristana rocket jumps away. He doesn't get an auto or time at proc. He probably still will get the rake and R, but I don't know. There's just counterplay to him now in team fights and self peel, so you better look out for those Talon players. I don't know if he'll be a top mid. We'll have to see. And yeah, and I'll get the new visual. Cool. So Tristana, the 60 seconds to 180, 70, whatever, 100 seconds. Let's just say that because I think that's where it matters. Late game doesn't matter that much. So in lane, I guess there's a lot of kill potential more when she had her Buster Shot open, since she could just R and then AU if she knows the kill potential, how much damage she can do. And yeah, I think it was also hard to gank her because kind of this was always up. You could always ult the enemy away if they tried to gank you. Now it's at 100 seconds, so you gotta kind of think. But she's gonna be still a good AD carry with the Infinity Edge changes, and of course the Steel Tempest cooldown was slightly too low when using the EQ combo at high attack speeds. Honestly, I don't know. I've never seen this bug happen to me or never noticed it, so I can't really say anything about it. But I don't know. For Yasuo players, you have to clarify me on this because I literally don't know what this is or have ever seen it. And Zillian, his ult, the visual effect, okay, that's cool, visual effect, whatever. I honestly don't care about these visual stuff. I just play the game and trying to be good at it. And a bunch of texture updates, that's good for the people who like skins and stuff. And yeah, that's the end of the patch notes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please press that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will probably see you next time.